Hey, this is Mahadeva, aka the Thunder Wizard, aka Michael William Denny. I am the Thunder Shaman, and I'm here to talk to you about sleep paralysis. I've been getting a lot of people asking me about it. What is it? What can they do? Blah, blah, blah. So, listen, I have personally experienced this a lot in my life, and I've overcome it. So I can tell you from a physical perspective what's going on. I can also tell you from a spiritual perspective some of the things that may be going on. And the one thing that you can do to overcome both spiritual sleep paralysis attack and just the actual physical phenomenon of sleep paralysis. It all comes from the same thing, and I'm going to explain to you what it is. All right? So, first, let's talk about the spiritual perspective. So, sleep paralysis is when you wake up, usually early in the morning, right around the witching time, maybe 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the morning, but it can happen at any time. But you wake up and you are held down and you can't move. And oftentimes you try to scream and you can't. At best, you might be able to, and sometimes you wake yourself up screaming, where as you break free and the bed covers go flying across the room. This can be accompanied by having a feeling that something is weighing on your chest. You can have a feeling that there is a being in the room that you might not see, but you can feel yourself being held down. Might even feel hands on your throat or feel something on your body. You might feel, you know, being strapped down. You might feel as though something is squatting over you and sitting on your chest. You might actually see something as you open your eyes. You might be able to see some being hovering over you or right over you, or you might see something in the corner. You might see a shadow figure. All kinds of things can be happening. But the main thing is that you can't move and you're absolutely terrified. And you feel as though there's some evil presence that is either psychically holding you down or physically holding you down. And then as you wake up and you break out, seemingly it disappears. And then there's just this feeling of fear because now you're awake and you're in the dark and you can feel something is still lingering there waiting for you to go back to sleep, and it might be hard for you to go back to sleep. So this is sleep paralysis. I know because I've experienced it. I've experienced it more times than I can count. It happened more often to me when I was a kid, but it happened throughout my adulthood. It's even happened, in recent times. But I definitely feel as though I've overcome it, and it holds no power over me. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't scare me, and it happens almost never. I mean, the last time I think it was, last time I had it was, I think probably 8 or 9 months ago, and what I was dreaming was I don't know why I was dreaming I was in a bathroom, but I was in a bathroom and this big giant snake came around and started wrapping itself around my feet, and it was going to bite me, and I started moving my feet around and I woke myself up because I kicked the wall really hard and I almost broke my toe. And that was my last experience with sleep paralysis. So, is it real? Here's the answer to that. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. We have an experience of life, and if sleep paralysis is causing you to feel as though you can't get on with your life, then it doesn't matter if it's real or not. Your experience is very real, and it's very frightening. But here's the good news. There is a way out. There is something you can do to actually overcome it. And I'm going to tell you what that is at the end of this video. So that's the spiritual perspective. The same kind of thing when people are being abducted by aliens, sleep paralysis, being attacked by demons, sleep paralysis, having a nightmare that follows you into waking reality. I remember that experience. I mean, one of the first experiences I had as a little kid. I can remember having a nightmare, and there were these evil beings, and they were doing things, and they had glowing eyes, and I woke up from that bad dream, and they were still in the room, and I could see their eyes, and I ran out of my bed and jumped into the bed with my mom and my dad, and I told them about it, and I remember my dad laughed and went back to sleep, and my mom, you know. So I've experienced this before. So spiritually, what is it? Is it a demon? Is it an entity? We'll get to that in a moment. Now, that's the experience, and those are some of the thoughts that what sleep paralysis might be. That it's some kind of an entity, negative entity that's feeding off of your energy and is holding you down either with its psychic powers or with its physical powers, and it's draining you of your energy, and it's very frightening. There is a physical, medical explanation for sleep paralysis. So according to the medical explanation of sleep paralysis, you are asleep and dreaming. Now, the body has evolved this method of keeping you safe while you dream. You can watch your dog. Your dog, as it's lying on the floor, will be whining a little bit and will be trying to move, and then it'll go back to sleep. It'll twitch and all that kind of thing. Sometimes dogs, there's there's videos on YouTube where dogs will be running, and then they'll in their sleep get up and crash into the wall. There's one really funny one, if you can find it. A dog running in his sleep, and then he gets traction, and he runs right into the wall and then wakes himself up. So what's happening there is that, when you're dreaming, you are walking, you are running, you are swinging things around. I mean, this has happened before where, I'm sure maybe you've experienced this, you've heard about this, where in the middle of the night somebody will just smash somebody next to them, because they were in a dream where they were fighting, and then somehow their arm got loose and they punched their partner in the middle of the night. Oh, I'm sorry, I was dreaming. This is because if your body was able to engage and do everything that is happening in your dreams, you wouldn't stay in bed. You would get up. So this is something that has evolved in the human brain, where when you're asleep and you're dreaming, your brain and your experience of your body moving disconnects, however it does that, from the nerves and the muscles, so that you actually stay asleep and you stay in one spot. Because otherwise you would get up and walk off cliffs. You would, all kinds of horrible things would happen. You really would get up and maybe attack somebody, or and you'd be completely not knowing what's happening. That's what happens when people sleepwalk, is that is not functioning. And they get up and they walk around and they'll make food and leave stuff all over the place and say nonsense things. And this is a real thing. Sleepwalking is a dangerous thing. So the body has evolved this method to keep you safe. Now what ends up happening is when you have a bad dream, a nightmare, because you actually have a lot more nightmares than you realize. You just don't wake up from them. But when you have a nightmare, then there may be you wanting to run away. And if you remember those dreams, you can't move. Those dreams where you're running away from the ghost or the demon or the alien or whatever it is, and you can't move, and you can't scream, and you can't ask for help. And the effort, it makes you work even harder and harder, so that the brain-body connection, your brain is straining to connect to the body to try and save you. And that's when you wake up, and you wake up trying to move and trying to scream, and you wake yourself up screaming. Because what's happened is you've woken yourself up. Now, I've done this before too, because there's been times when there was a stretch in my life where I was having sleep paralysis dreams all the time. And in the dream, I really felt like I was in danger of some evil entity. And so I knew that if I could scream, because at that time I was a Christian. So Christians, say, in Jesus' name I command you, and I thought if I could just get those words out, I could drive the demon away. And sure enough, as I was waking up, I would be able to say that, and being able to say that, just even the sound of me screaming would wake me up, and then I would have this justification to say, yes, the name of Jesus drove away the demons. But what was really happening is that I was just able to finally wake up. And then when you wake up, the brain has this ability to connect you to your muscles. Now, this is a survival technique as well, because even if you're a caveman out in the middle of nowhere and you're having sleep paralysis, you may actually be hearing a cave bear or a cave lion coming in to feed on you and attack you. And so you have to be able to wake up and re-engage to the body and get up and run away. So, the human body has evolved this dance to be able to keep you asleep when you need to be asleep, and make sure that you can get up and run away from danger when you need to get up and run away from danger. Okay? So part of it is, the safest thing to do is just acknowledge that it's part of the human body. This is how the body works. Now, here's the good news. Whether or not you are actually being attacked by demons or entities or aliens, or whether or not it's just a bad dream, I still have the answer for both. Because it comes from having bad dreams from a shamanic perspective. Your dreams and nightmares are a result of your unconscious, unresolved issues. So what you need in order to overcome these fears is you need life force energy. When you are filled with life force energy, chi, prana, when you are filled with this energy and your energy body is strong and intact, the mechanism that drives you into having nightmares to begin with gets taken care of. If we're talking about actual entities, this energy, this life force energy, is also what is necessary to drive away demons. Now, I've said all this about medical, the best I can do. I fumbled through the medical science around sleep paralysis, but I'm also an exorcist, and I have looked demons in the face. I've seen people who were in fact possessed by demons. I've seen all the kinds of stuff you see in the movies. So that stuff is real as well. So I'm not saying that it's impossible. It is possible for somebody to be attacked in their sleep by an evil entity. That is absolute. And then you could have a fusing of the real thing and the bodily evolutionary sleep paralysis. You could have both things going on. It is possible. It doesn't matter whether it's real or perceived. You're still having an uncomfortable time. It's frightening. And the solution is still the same. So you go here to spirittao.com and you get the Celestial Qigong. The Celestial Qigong is an energy practice that I have reverse engineered from what I've learned fighting demons in the Taoist tradition. And this particular tradition is you build up your life force energy and you fight them with your bare hands. And I have done this, so I know that this power exists and it's real. But it also cured my sleep paralysis. And whenever I've had sleep paralysis, even in recently, it's when I haven't been doing the energy work to create this energy field. So if you want to overcome, whether it's medically induced just because your brain is doing it, or you're actually being attacked by demons, or both things are going on at the same time, the Celestial Qigong will eventually cure it, in my experience. You may have to then do some other things. You may have to get some counseling. You may need some spiritual mentoring. You may need to learn how to use this shamanic power and how you can take it and really become a powerful entity in your own right. And for that, you want to subscribe to this channel, this YouTube channel, and hit the bell button. You want to go up here to thunderwizard.com and you want to subscribe there as well, because I teach you in depth spiritual practices, how to become a wizard, how to become a shaman. Now, a true shaman, when they walk through, and this is true with me, if I walk into a haunted place, demons, ghosts run away from me. So I'm like the last person that you want to take on some kind of ghost finding, ghost hunt, because if I walk into that house, the ghosts are going to run and hide. You'll never see them. You won't hear them. They'll run away. If you want this kind of power, go to spirittao.com and get the Celestial Qigong. Okay? If you want to see all of my products, my services, I have books, I have DVDs, I have music, I have teaching, I have certifications in rune reading and in Vedic astrology. Go here to thunderwizard.com and look at all of the things that I have available. All of these things are built for you to empower yourself to overcome the negative forces in the universe. That's my job. My job is to teach you how to overcome negative forces in the universe and become empowered within yourself to create your own reality. That's what it's what my channel is all about. So go to spirittao.com, get that. Subscribe here to this channel and hit the bell button. Then go up to thunderwizard.com, subscribe there, and then go to courses.thunderwizard.com and get all of the tools that you need. If you're financially not able to do that, don't worry. Here on this channel, I have something like, at this point, 700 plus free videos, hours and hours and hours of teachings and meditations and shamanic practices to give you power. So that's it for me. We're going to keep talking about this subject and different possibilities with sleep paralysis and demon attacks and other things and what you can do to protect yourself. So before I go, there's a friend of mine who wants to tell you how important it is for you to subscribe to this channel. So we will listen to him for a moment.
Hey there, this is Arnold. I have a very important announcement. I command you to listen to me. This is Arnold Swears He's Bigger, and I'm here to tell you something very important. You must go to thunderwizard.com YouTube channel, subscribe and hit the bell button. I command you to do this. It's the most important thing you're ever going to do in your life. If you don't listen to me now and hear me later and go and subscribe, I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to shame you in front of your whole family. I'm going to go to your school and I'm going to chastise you in front of your friends. I'm going to go to your church. I'm going to stand in front of the whole congregation and I'm going to tell people how stupid you are for not going and subscribing to this channel. I tell you now, it's the most important thing you're ever going to do. You have to go and subscribe right now, otherwise my head is going to explode. Do it now, I command you.
All right, that's it for me. Talk to you soon.